Well, local first responders hit the streets of Apalachee Ridge neighborhood yesterday looking for potential hurricane hazards as we are in storm season. The Hurricane Prep Safety Walk is part of a City of Tallahassee initiative that focuses on a different neighborhood each year to identify storm-related safety concerns. Now, in its fourth year, the program brought together crews from the Tallahassee Fire Department, Tallahassee Police, and the American Red Cross to canvass that community. As they walk the neighborhood, crews check for any potential hazards that could become dangerous during a storm.
We're just walking down the streets to make sure that the culverts are clear, making sure if we see trees hanging on power lines, we can notify utilities so that if high winds came, looking for just anything that could be a safety issue.
Until they actually have a firefighter or a police officer, somebody from Red Cross standing right there in front of them, reminding them that the seriousness of it is, then I think they take it more serious.
Crews also made sure residents had working smoke detectors, and they handed out hurricane preparedness buckets filled with emergency supplies and information to help families get ready before the next